Good evening, folks. Joe Baker with Trade Pilot Pro doing the nightly pivot report. We had a little bit of news here about 6 o'clock when the futures opened. News hit the wires that the Fed is preparing a backstop plan for Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac. As you all are well aware of what's going on in the mortgage market, the two mortgage giants, I believe, hold a total of $5 trillion, which dwarfs any other company in the world. Are basically illiquid. They have major financial problems, and it has been the drain on this market. It could have been, or is, what is happening to these markets. Like I have been telling you, something, is wrong where this market just kept, the massive selling into this market. I mentioned many times, we don't even know, it's not what we know, it's what we don't know. And I think this might have been what we didn't know, though many of us did know, that Fannie and Freddie were in problems, just not how dire. So the Fed is actually working on expanding, or expediting, I should say, a backstop plan with Fannie and Freddie. They are prepared to do whatever it takes to shore up the balance sheets of these two companies. I believe they're going to allow borrowing from Fannie and Freddie at 2.25%. I think you and I would love to borrow money at 2.25%. If you can't make 2%, if you can't borrow money and make 2%, there's something wrong with you. So it all looks good. We'll see how the dollar reacts to this, and see, how this little mini rally we're getting now. In the pre-market, I think we're up about 12.5 points right now. Actually, we're right at a pivot line at 52. Ironically, 52.50 area is a pivot line. But we'll see how it goes. We were at a kind of a major inflection point. That 1240 was a big number, and it I was mentioning we want to make sure that we watch the closes going forward. We want to make sure that we close above that area to stay out of some serious trouble. So, this is something we have to watch. So I want you to watch the 1240 area. If we do get a pullback, if we do get more selling into this, we'll if we close into the 1240, we close around the 1235 area in the coming days. I think we're going to start running into an entirely new trading channel. But right now the channel's 1250, 1280, 1240, 1280, I should say. So let's go over the pivots. I'm sure by the time you all watch this, we've all known that Fannie Mae is being bailed out, basically, or being backstopped by the Fed, and they're going to allow an expanded. I think they have a 2.25 billion credit line. I think they're going to dramatically increase that line as well, so they can borrow off the line on their credit, and they're going to be able to borrow at 2.25%. And the Fed said they're going to do what they have to do to shore up the balance sheet. So it's all good news as far as the mortgage sector and Fannie and Freddie. So let's do the pivots. My line in the sand: 1245.50, 1252, 1255, 1258, 1264, 1270, and 1274. There are some fractions in there. Let's see. 1258 would be 1258 and a quarter, and 1270 is 1270 and 3/4, and 1274 and 3/4. To the downside, underneath 1245.50, I'll be looking for 1239.25. I'll be looking for 1234.75. We have a breakdown. That's this red line here. We have a breakdown area at, let's see, 1231.50 for a target of 1215. We have a pivot right underneath this breakdown at 1230.50. We have one at 1225. We have one at 1218 and a quarter, and then the ultimate target would be 12.15 and a quarter. So let's recap these so you guys can write these down. Also, if you want to go to my blog, over on the right hand side where it says join our newsletter, if you want to put your email address in there, I will be sending these out via email, and I'll be probably adding Dow, NASDAQ, and Russell to the group, as well as the breakouts and breakdowns, and you could probably receive those email, which might be better than you may want to just come in and listen to what if I've got something important to say as far as what I'm seeing. But as far as the pivots go, it's something maybe you can just print and keep next to you. So if you want to go to the email, sign up for our email newsletter. That's what will be going out in the newsletter, would be the daily pivot. So you just have to go to the blog, put your address in, and you'll just start receiving them. I'll be doing that probably within the next week or so, and I'll have your email address on file. Also, we do have a live trading room over at tradingrooms.com, and it is under Trade Pilot Pro. And if you're interested, just send me an email there as well, and I'll get you a passcode, and you can stop by and check that out. We make live calls all throughout the day, and we mainly trade the S&P E-mini futures. So we'll go the recap again. We are bullish above 1245.50. We have a breakout at 1246 for a pivot of 1252 and a quarter. We have 1255, 1258 and a quarter, 1264. Now 1264 happens to be a pivot as well as the breakout target. And then we have a 1270.75 with an extension of 1274.75 to the upside. Now to the downside, underneath 1245.50 would be 1239 and a quarter, 1234.75, 1231.50 would be the breakdown, 1230.75 small pivot. If we break down, watch that pivot, guys, because it could kick right back up at you. And we have 1255, 1218 for a target of 1215.21. Again, tradingrooms.com and the Trade Pilot Pro is where we make our live daily market calls. And if you want to go over to the blog and put your email address, I will be sending these levels out via email so that you could print them. Take care, guys, and let's hope maybe we can get a little relief from the carnage that's been happening in this market. We do know that IndyMac Bank has failed. They have been overtaken by the FDIC, so that could have been part of the major sell-offs I've been saying over the past weeks. There's just something wrong with these markets. They normally don't just continue to sell off, but that could be it, and maybe we'll get a little bit of a bounce from here. Who knows? Just watch the pivot areas, and remember, under 1246 or 1245.50, we do start to become bearish again. I will talk to you guys tomorrow night. Take care and trade safe.